The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning. This is Scott Sharp. I'm one of the forecasters here at the National Weather Service in Raleigh, and I'll be conducting the weekly brief here in about 30 seconds. Okay, we'll go and get started. Again, my name is Scott. I'm one of the forecasters here at the Weather Service in Raleigh, and I'll be conducting the weekly brief for Central North Carolina, which will run from today through next Sunday, April 29th. Take a look at the weather pattern this week. It's a little unsettled weather pattern here across the southeast U.S., particularly here during the next 36 to 48 hours, where we will have an area of high pressure that you see located here off the New England coast, and we have an area of low pressure moving very slowly across the deep south into the southeast U.S. And that difference in pressure between the high to the north, northeast, and the area of low pressure just immediately to our south and southwest will create a real nice fetch, southeasterly fetch here across the Carolinas and bring a lot of moisture that's residing here across the southern Atlantic, right up across the Carolinas into the southern Appalachians. And so that'll produce widespread shower activity, particularly this afternoon and tonight here across central North Carolina. But it appears the heaviest rainfall will occur right along the immediate coastline and then across the higher elevations of North Carolina. But again, a pretty wet period for this afternoon tonight and into the first half of Tuesday as well. That system will finally move away from us by Wednesday morning a little bit, but our respite will be rather brief because we have another area of low pressure here across parts of the Missouri Ozarks that'll be moving towards our region and bring us another threat for some more rain. It looks like right now it'll be late Wednesday night into Thursday. And then finally, we have another area of low pressure that will be approaching from the west late in the week into the first part of the weekend. So right now, Friday night and Saturday look kind of wet as well. So we'll be dealing with three different systems here between now and next Sunday. As we get to next Sunday, which will be the graphic down here in the lower right, we finally have an area of high pressure to build in and bring us some tranquil weather, it looks like. As far as the severe weather potential here for the next 36 to 40 hours, it looks rather minimal, if any at all. We are in a general thunder outlook through tomorrow morning, mainly across our far southern counties. And then for the day on Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday night, it looks like, again, just general thunder. We're not expecting any kind of severe storms at this time. And even the systems that happen later in the week, they don't look to be robust enough to cause widespread severe weather for central North Carolina. So it looks like right now the severe weather potential across our part of the state would be rather minimal from now through next Sunday. Take a look at the rainfall, which I think would be the main weather story this week. Again, looks like through Tuesday will be our most precipitous area of rainfall, with anywhere from probably a good inch to maybe as much as 2 inches here across central North Carolina, falling between now through a Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. The system finally pulls away on Wednesday, but again, still a pretty good shot for getting about a quarter, half inch of rainfall. There's our break that will occur on Thursday. Then the system that happens for Friday into Saturday will probably produce another quarter to half inch of rainfall across the region. So our total rainfall for the entire week will probably average anywhere from a solid inch to as much as 2.5 inches across the area. Or in other words, you probably received a pretty decent amount of rainfall in a 7-day period, but most of that falling only in about 2 days. So it looks like a pretty good rainfall event for here across central North Carolina. May is just around the corner, so we'll take a quick look at what to expect for the month of May. Right now, it's looking like a little bit better than average chance of seeing temperatures a little bit warmer than normal for the month of May, as well as precipitation chances being maybe just a little bit above normal for what usually happens in May. So temperature-wise, usually we're approaching upper 70s to near 80 by May 1st. And by the end of the month, we're well into the 80s. Mid-upper 80s are pretty common across North Carolina by that time of year. So It looks like chances are right now temperatures may be average a little bit warmer than normal, and again, precipitation will be a little bit wetter than normal. So that brings us to the drought situation. And again, right now, most of central North Carolina is in pretty decent shape as we head into the growing season. There is a corridor pretty much in coincidence with the I-95 corridor that's seeing abnormally dry or maybe some moderate drought conditions. Of the rainfall we're expecting this week, we may see some of this eliminate even further with the next drought update this Thursday morning. Then taking a look at the period from April 19th to the end of July, it looks like right now that we have a pretty decent shot of possibly removing all mention of drought here across central North Carolina as we start heading into the heat of the summer. So that'd be good news. So again, the summaries that we're looking at looks like an unsettled weather pattern this week with multiple rounds of showers, and there will be a few thunderstorms as well. Looks like the storm chances will probably be better across the southern counties late tonight and into Tuesday, and pretty much widespread or everywhere Wednesday and through the rest of the week. But again, though, we're not expecting that much in the severity department. Widespread rainfall 1 to 2.5 inches. It looks pretty good, a pretty good bet across our region through this week, with most of that rain falling tonight through Tuesday afternoon, and another shot happening, looks like late Friday into early Saturday. This rainfall, right now, we're anticipating maybe some minor flooding on some of the main stem rivers. Right now, the rivers have receded from the higher levels we had last week at this time after the rainfall we had from the storms last Sunday. So it looks like the rivers are actually in pretty good shape. They can hold anywhere. If we receive 1 to 3 inches, we should really be in pretty good shape. Again, if there's any kind of flooding, it should be minor, probably confined to the Neuse and the Haw. But again, the very minor is just a possibility. Nothing is a slam dunk right now. Temperatures for the week will be average slightly below normal, mainly due to cloud cover and the periods of showers. In fact, this is the outlook for Raleigh down here at the bottom of the screen. And you can see we're in the 60s today and tomorrow, warming up to near normal. We're about mid-70s right now here in Raleigh for this time of year for Wednesday, and then pretty much lower 70s for Thursday and Friday. And once again, at this time, chances for widespread severe weather across central North Carolina don't appear pretty low right now. But as we all know, we've lived here long enough, during the months of April and May, you don't turn your back on anything that happens. So that's pretty much the weather in a nutshell. Are there any questions? And once again, this will be sent out on a PDF, and it will be available on YouTube later on this afternoon. Don't see any questions yet. We'll take a minute or two here to see what happens. Again, if you have any questions about the forecast or any kind of concerns, you know how to contact us. We do appreciate it. But it looks like overall it should be a relatively quiet week, just some rainfall that we have to deal with. If some of these bands do form over urban areas, don't be surprised if you have some minor street flooding going on, particularly across the Triad, the Triangle, and Fayetteville. But otherwise, it should be a relatively quiet week. Can you speak more? Here's a question. Can we speak more about rises on the Haw? Yeah, right now it depends on the rainfall, of course. We all know that. But if we get anywhere from 1 to 2 inches into the Haw Basin, it looks like right now it comes up just to near action stage, or about within a foot of hitting flood stage at both Bynum and Haw River. So right now the chances are the Haw going into flood are low, I would say. But again, it depends upon how much falls and where it falls at. But again, even if we were to get, let's say, 3 to 4 inches of rain, I think any kind of flooding along the Haw will probably be minor. Here's another question about the Cape Fear flooding potential. Again, the rivers are actually in very good shape. They've really receded from the higher levels we had early last week. And so again, I think we can take a pretty good amount of water into the main stem rivers. So I think the Cape Fear will probably be in good shape. Okay, not seeing any more questions. We'll go ahead and sign this off. Thanks for your attention. Do appreciate it. If you have any questions, please give us a holler. And thanks for your service. We do appreciate it. Take care.